psychology has been derived from the Greek word psyche, translating as brave, spirit, soul, and logia, which corresponds to study of. Number 2. It takes about 66 days for an average individual to make something a daily habit. 3. Studies say that individuals who could instinctively use sarcasm to tackle a question have healthy minds. 4. Individuals who have a deep sense of guilt are better at identifying the emotions and concerns of the people around them. Number 5. We can understand any message. No, we can understand any messed up sentence as long as the last and first letters of words are in correct order, such as this sentence. Actually, this sentence was a bit messed up. The letters were messed up. Number 6. We are naturally second-minded because other people don't approve. 7. Yawning to have someone else's yawn. It's a normal phenomenon despite not feeling exhausted or asleep. One of the myths regarding its infectiousness is that people catch it to express empathy. That's interesting. Number 8. An average individual's mind wanders 30% of the time. I think my mind wanders more than that. Number 9. Eye pupils rises to 45% when an individual looks at somebody they love. 10. We often tend to break down knowledge into classes of 3-4 objects in them. For example, the Indian phone number, it's 984-973-2543. 3 blocks with 3-4 bits in each chunk. Number 11. During the 7 minutes of neural activity you will have before dying, you will see your memories in a dreamlike pattern. 12. Having siblings is proven to help with getting along well with peers. 13. The way an individual treats the employees at an establishment tells immensely about their character. 14. If you sob out of happiness, the first tear will come from the right eye, but if you cry out of sorrow, it will come from the left eye. That is interesting. 15. Food prepared by someone else tastes much better than your preparation, even when you use the same recipe. I think I slightly disagree with this sentence, this fact. 16. Hearing a single negative thing could damage at least 5 positive memories. 17. Studies have shown that consuming food without preservatives will increase IQ by up to 14%. Wow. 18. You seem to think more about a specific individual than about catastrophic events. 19. An individual still has 7 minutes of neural activity before he passes away. 20. Researchers have observed that thinking that something bad is going to happen is less stressful to understand than not understanding how it will eventually wind up. 21. Men aren't more entertaining than women. They only make more jokes and they don't care whether others like their humor or not. others very little about themselves, but they do it in a quiet manner that makes other individuals believe they know them better than they think they do. 23. Our brain size has decreased by 10% since we were hunter-gatherers. Okay, 10%, that's a lot. 24. People in blue rooms are also much more productive. 25. The study showed that information could last longer in the mind of a person evaluated for it than if it were only examined without the need for instant recall. 26. You are in an endless pursuit of human faces in inanimate objects. 27. People are much more likely to return a missing wallet if a picture of a child is found inside. Interesting. 28. Smart people tend to have fewer mates than the average person. The smarter the individual, the more selective they become. 29. People who speak two languages can unintentionally change their personalities when they switch speaking from one language to another. What about people who speak 3 or 4 languages? They must have had many personalities, I guess. 30. People would rather change the truth than change their views about people. That's not nice. 31. Being alone is harder for your health than you believe. 32. We are the most imaginative in the night and the least creative in the day. 33. Being home alone and isolated for a long time is just as bad for your well-being as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. 34. People are more likely to blame someone in the case when something negative happens. 35. Studies also found that people who are in a position of influence and power are very poor at determining other people's emotions. 36. People between the ages of 18 and 33 are the highest percentage to have depression in the world. 37. Studies say that travel improves brain well-being and even lowers a person's chance of heart disease and depression. Yeah, I knew traveling has something to do with my well-being. 38. Cognitive dissonance is when you have two contradictory values and you change one to match another. 39. The broken heart condition is also called stress cardiomyopathy, which could lead to critical short-term heart muscle dysfunction. 40. The force of authority may have the same effect on a human as a traumatic brain injury. 41. People read quicker with longer lines but prefer shorter lines. 42. Larger groups make worse and more subjective choices than smaller groups of people. 43. If you can't interrupt the stream of thinking at night, write it down. This is going to put your mind at least so that you can relax. 44. Women have half as many pain receptors on their bodies as males, but they have a much greater threshold for pain. 45. Physically, repetition affects the brain as new associations are made between brain cells. 46. The maximum number of close relationship/friendships you can maintain is between 50 and 150. 47. Any relationship born between 16 and 28 years old of age is more likely to be robust and long-lasting. 48. Emotional pain is remembered better than actual pain, which has a greater influence on your behavior. 49. If we have a plan B, our plan A is less likely to succeed. I'm not sure about this one. 50. The starting and the ending are easier to recall than the middle ones. 51. Anything that your mind says has an identical response from the body cells. 52. We would like to break more laws if one law is too strict. 53. London cab drivers who need to know every street in London have an expanding hippocampus that indicates that this area is increasing as you decipher more details. 54. Our minds are working on making boring speeches more exciting. 55. You are conditioned to enjoy the song you have most listened to in high school. 56. Memories are more like pieced images than precise snapshots. 57. When you feel like you are low on something like money, you are obsessive about it. 58. A scientist named Thomas H. Morgan discovered that chromosomes had inherited knowledge. 59. Your brain is doing more imaginative work when you are sleepy. 60. It is also found that staying optimistic about the future can powerfully shield people from physical and mental illness. 61. People who view crime shows and films have consistently overestimated the frequency of crime in the real world. 62. Your reliance on social media is the product of your psychological system. 63. There's a neurological explanation for why you thought your phone was vibrating, because there's no warning called phantom vibration syndrome. 64. Some people live their lives as if they were in a reality television show. 65. Feeling as though you are in a TV reality show is considered the Truman Syndrome. 66. Seeing others favorably shows our positive characteristics. Seeing others negatively reveals our negative attributes. 67. Depression is often referred to as the product of thought. Imagination causes issues that didn't exist. 68. Being happy around people makes you happier. 69. Convincing yourself that you slept well tricks your brain into believing you did. Okay. 70. The sort of music you listen to influences the way you view the world. researchers are thinking of adding internet addiction to the general list of psychiatric illnesses. 74. The brain experiences rejection as physical discomfort. 75. We might persuade ourselves that a dull job was enjoyable if we weren't rewarded. 76. Sugar and fat were pretty good stuff to our predecessors. 77. Our brain doesn't think that long-term deadliness are so significant. 78. Our own local culture and environment can sometimes cause hallucinatory voices. 79. The average high school student now has the same level of anxiety as compared to the average psychiatric ward inmate in the early 1950s. 80. Religious rituals such as prayers are associated with significantly lower levels of mental issues or psychological discomfort. 81. No one born blind has ever had schizophrenia. Wow, that's very interesting actually. 82. Your choices are more logical because you think about another language. 83. Human behavioral studies indicates that a person who loses a mobile phone experiences a fear comparable to a near-death experience. 84. A hug longer than 20 seconds will produce hormones in your body that makes you trust the individual who is hugging you. 85. People are franker because they are emotionally drained. That's why people mention things in late night talks. 86. Chocolate discharges the chemical oxytocin, which is the same chemical your body produces when you are happy. 87. Happiness, rage, sorrow, anxiety, disgust, and surprise are the 6 feelings that are uniformly conveyed. 88. People seem to be happy when they're kept busy, as this keeps them from worrying about bad problems in life. 89. Narcissistic personality disorder exists in around 6% of the population. 90. The sight of water has a very calming and soothing effect on people, which makes them experience happiness and calming thoughts and be even more imaginative. 91. People seem to respect items more when they assemble them on their own, also partially named after the furniture from the renowned store, the IKEA effect. 92. One research claimed that a man who was named Billy Milligan had 24 personalities. Wow. 93. Money will buy happiness, but only to a certain extent. 94. Retrograde amnesia is a disease where you don't recall much of the injuries. 95. About all colors have a physical wavelength associated with them, but the magenta hue does not. Instead, the brain is viewing the color as not green. 96. 97. We scream out when we are really happy, and the hypothalamus in our brain can't distinguish the difference between good happiness and sorrow. 98. When we sleep, our spinal fluid flows into the skull beyond the blood vessels of the brain. This reduces brain cell waste, a particular accumulation of amyloid beta protein. cells only need 20 watts and operate over 100,000 times faster. That is crazy. 100. Exercise slows the neurological deterioration in our